Welcome back! Alright, let's go. This is what I believe to be the end. I mean, I could be wrong. There might be a lot more of a, like, the game just like, surprise, here's a bunch more stuff. But this feels like we're about to go to the end here. Oh, cool, because I took out these big dudes. They're not here anymore. Yeah, that feels good. That's nice. We got a straight road, no enemies. Let's just do it. I'm up for this. Moraf, this has been a long time coming. I cannot wait to destroy you.
This is it.
This is it.
How small you should have stayed in your prison, old partner.
Careful.
You dare come for me? Brave, but foolish. Hardly even worth my time. Come to me, my servant.
What is happening?
Thelos requires a vessel to act on this earth. They are giving their everything to Morath. All of it.
You are just an unnamed. You have no right to stand here.
Okay, let's go. Okay, yeah, of course it's not just you. Nice, good start. Solid start. Okay, I'm gonna take out the flying ones because they are the worst. Oh, whoops. Oh, you're one of those. I see. Whoa, didn't see the beam of death for some reason. I don't really know how. It's quite an obvious beam of death, really. As beam of deaths go, it's hard to miss. Nice. Okay, this feels pretty good. Okay, that was good. That was very good.
You will face your end now.
Okay,
Your prison.
interesting. Quicksand.
Eternal death.
Okay, I see what you're doing. Interesting. Is that the best you got? Because honestly, that's not too bad. I mean, eventually we're gonna run out of platforms, and that'll be like a small problem, sure. Yeah, like so. We're out of platforms now. Now what? Okay. The answer to the question of now what? That's what. Okay, that absolutely annihilated you. Yeah, again, just more this. This doesn't seem too bad. Okay. It's slightly harder, sure. You brought in a big laser beam. Again, it doesn't seem so bad. That's not good. Again, actually not bad. Could have been worse. Oh, I wanted you to not run away from that, but never mind. I'm tempted to do my crystallized thing, but I don't want to waste it yet. One more round? Okay. If this ends up being the final, like, the only phase, like, this wasn't too bad. I faced a lot worse leading up to this. Ah, well, that's fine. What is there left to do to you? There we go, done!
What is happening? Where am I? Useless puppet. Fools. I am the order of this world. I made this world.
No, we made this world, and you destroyed it. I am your prisoner. No more. Let us end this, partner.
If you don't need me, then I don't need this.
That is Telos' source. Use it. Use it to destroy the Watcher.
What are you doing? Stop!
And with this, after centuries, the Watcher was destroyed. The prison crumbled. The essence cycle was broken. Niall was free. Free to breathe. Free to live. Free to rule. The unthinkable had happened. Thelos was defeated. They left this earthly plane. Their anger and oppression dissipated. The Wraiths left alongside their master. Change had come with the Gauntlet Bearer, who in but a short amount of time reshaped everything. Every person found themselves in a new world. A world in which they have yet to find their place. The Knights can show themselves now. We can become a force for good once more. I only hope I am up to the task. The Queen of 1,000 Years will not shape this world any longer. She will atone for her sins and accept her punishment. Will she live to reach the age for which she is known? Who can say? I do not know what the future holds for Niall. They rule over this world now. But how will they treat the people? Have they learned about them? The Gauntlet Bearer left the fight. But the Gauntlet remains, still brimming with the power of the gods. This world now has a future. Flowers will bloom where now desert exists. But if the winds change once more, the gauntlet will call for a new bearer.
And there you go. That was Atlas Fallen. Oh, that's a shame. Rest in peace. I presume that's what that means. Yeah. So, Atlas Fallen. This game has a lot of cool things. But it does do a couple things I didn't like. I think that I think its weakest point, and it is unfair and unfortunate, and I don't want to be mean, but I'm going to be. I think its weakest point is its storytelling. Because a lot of the story was written in a very just slow way, but not in a way that was wholly engaging. And the acting wasn't for me. I'll just say it wasn't for me. I won't say that like one person was bad or whatever. Because the reality is, so many different things go into a product and a project like this, and like one of the first things I noticed was Nile. I can't remember how it was pronounced, but there was someone who said, I'm gonna do it wrong, but just for example, someone said Neil, and then someone immediately after said Nile. And it was like the first time that they were mentioned. I was like, okay, someone wasn't told what the actual pronunciation was. Which one is it? I don't know. It's the first telling. And that kind of thing is really unfortunate, because you kind of need to know. But like, just, yeah, some of it was just, I don't know. It bothered me in places, but it's whatever. It's actually nice to hear the soundtrack, because the soundtrack in the game is, when it's used, is good. It's just you can't really hear it too often, because a lot of it is ambience, and a lot of it is also in the midst of a huge battle where I'm trying to focus on not dying. So I haven't really had a time to appreciate the music. I also like that they've actually called, like they've included the title of the song here. I kind of prefer more games to do that in credits and stuff. That's actually a good idea. But yeah, like I did like this game. I liked this game a lot for various reasons, but I also disliked a bunch of things. I think the difficulty balance is definitely swayed throughout the game, but I was kind of tipped off about that, and I think that it's going to be fixed by launch, from what I understand. So, having the game early, I am encountering these problems. In theory, if you were to buy it, you wouldn't. I don't know what like things will be fixed in a day one patch, but yeah, that's one of the things that I did not have the privilege of getting. But yeah, like that was a thing. But the thing I do like is the combat is fun. There's a lot of depth to it, and depth in a way that's actually quite different to other games. But what I liked is how much I got better at the game, and how much, like how quickly I got better, I guess. Like as I say, I'm not a blocker. There are very few games I prefer blocking. I'm generally a dodger, and I still was throughout the game. But particularly, I'd say like by the 3rd or 4th hour mark, I was just like, okay, I'm blocking successfully, consistently. There were certainly some enemies where I found it hard, and I think that the slowdown abilities made blocking harder in places, because I gotten used to a timing, and then that timing is swayed, which is actually quite an interesting detriment to your perks, which I feel like the game wasn't intending that to be a negative, but it's hard to judge. Yeah, this music's really good. It's nice to actually be able to appreciate it. But yeah. Yeah, I like the combat a lot. It felt satisfying getting good at the game. It felt very satisfying getting good at the game. Because as I say, like, I had to learn to get good at it. And the game taught me. The game taught me just by playing, and it taught me well. I still think that some enemies were harder than others to spot the timing. But that's just the nature of the game. As I say, I generally don't want to be too negative on a recap, because unless it's obviously wholly deserved. And I feel like I have been overly negative, because don't get me wrong, this is a good game, and I think that with like the day one patch and then maybe another patch down the road with a couple of things, because a lot of my criticisms are very minor. I think story and voice acting that bothered me. It may not bother other people. That is very much set in stone. That's not going to be a thing you change. But yeah, like it's the game was a lot of fun, and I did, like, after the first recording session, I was feeling unsure after the first hour, like, okay, am I going to enjoy this game? And then the game, you know, picked up a bit more, and then by the end of the first recording session, I think it was like an hour 45. And then when it was over, and when I came back to it, I was like, oh, I want to play more. I do want to play more. So I came back to it later that day. I was like, okay, that's another 2-hour session done, cool. And then I came back and did another like 2-hour session later that day. So I did like 6 hours in one day. I was only intending to do like 2-3 hours. So like that, not every game does that. Some games do not do that to me. Like, there are some games, like, if it's a franchise I love, like Persona, I will play that for literally 24 hours of the day, and I will just sleep never, and that's fine, and I'll just enjoy it. But not every game does it, and I'm glad that this game did, because, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a good time with it. It infuriated me at points. I think it could do a couple things different, but it was a good time. And I presume, yeah, game completed. Thank you for playing. Thank you very much for making. Thank you, truly, thank you. You can continue your adventure and complete quests or activities you haven't completed yet. Tough elite foes you haven't defeated yet are awaiting you, ready to give you a challenge. Cool. Very cool. I don't know exactly where I am. Oh, I know where I am, yeah. So I may as well save, I suppose. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough, or just this video if you watched this one. Yeah, I will see you next time for something new. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.